Yo, reference getters, welcome on in. Today, I have a contractual obligation to answer your questions. Yes, both the heinous and silly mysteries are all on the table. At the end of my Scarlet and Violet Super Mega Uber review, I asked you to give me questions, and nobody did. Yeah, I tried gaslighting y'all into lazy content that I forced myself into a while back. But no, I heard loud and clear from the 0 submissions that not a single soul cared. So of course I decided to resort to my Discord server to fix that issue. And with those comments, and some that I brainstormed for more informative reasons, mostly related to the channel, we get to begin the beautiful Q&A of 2022. Well, after I turn on the webcam, obviously. After all, it is a more personal video, so I may as well just be here. Anyways, enough delaying, let's begin. So we're gonna start with our content-related questions first. The first one is, why did you change your username to Reference Getter? Well, that's a long story, but needless to say, it was a bit of an inside meme amongst me and quite a few friends. Needless to say, I hated my old username because, like, what does it do, actually? What is the point? Who cares? Who actually gives a care in the world? I can tell you that I personally had some resentment towards it, so, you know, I took that meme first chance I get, I stole that like no one's business, and now here we are. Here's a fun question. Why don't you swear in your videos? Well, there's a multitude of reasons for that. One, I don't feel like it's that necessary. Trust me, I have a horrible habit of swearing when it comes to Twitch streams, but here, it's like, my guy, I'm following a script. What do you mean I need to swear? Unless I'm putting heavy emphasis on something, it's like, why am I gonna swear? On God, what is the purpose? So yeah, it just feels unnecessary. That's basically the reason. Here's a good question. Why are you gonna review non-Pokemon games? My brother in Christ, there are only so many Pokemon games in existence. If I cover them all, I can't just recycle the content over and over and over again. It's just not gonna work. So instead of pigeonholing myself into this absolute corner to where it's just never gonna work, it's not gonna work, I said, hey, I'll finally get around to doing that other stuff this year, because, you know, I'm kind of running out of mainline games to talk about. It was always on the table because guess what? This is not a Pokemon channel. It is a reviewing channel. End of discussion. Re-reviews, what's the deal? Well, as y'all saw, I did end up reviewing my Diamond and Pearl video and turn it into a bit of a actual presentable video that's actually not the worst thing in the world to watch. Basically, you know, some things were bad, some things weren't said, the video was essentially unwatchable, nonsense I talked about in that video specifically. Basically, it was bad, so I wanted to do it right. Don't worry, we're gonna have more in the future. I've already planned to do Heart Gold and Soul Silver in 2024. Maybe, we'll probably see depending on how time goes. And then, Red and Blue will also have another one because, yeah, there's a... ugh. Gross. But yeah, not gonna do that many of the games, but the ones that need it will be talked about again. Why is this the last Q&A video? I decided to make this series idea back when I was still uncertain on what I would do for actual content. Oh, I did this, I did that. I made the one Q&A that was lazy as hell and didn't have the comments on screen. I did that other one that came out at the same time as the Battle Revolution video. I'm like, yo, we're doing this yearly. We're dropping it entirely now. It's done. I've had enough. It hardly has any flow with anything I'm doing whatsoever. Why bother? What is the deal with the prequel? Oh yeah, that channel that I made promoted in that last Q&A video, for a matter of fact. I had gone through a bad habit of making the channel and having no content ideas for it. Now that I've actually decided, oh wait, I can just do anything I won't do here over there. Oh dude, that's content, man. Crazy. Basically, I've just not really gotten around to making much content in that regard. Again, I know exactly what I want to do, a bunch of random junk, let's be real. But hey, it's something and I'm a little bit passionate about it, so like, why not, right? Ultimately, it's just, hey, a no schedule channel, it's gonna be a while. That's it. All right, time for the questions submitted by Discord. And trust me guys, there's a reason that I had to make extra comments to throw in at the end for my own, because this is, it really feels like they're trolling even when they're not. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is kind of rough. The first question is, your favorite Pokemon in competitive? I think it has to be Slowbro. It's because of the Funbro set. I really can never, ever go against the Funbro set. I would say special runner-up to Wo-Chien for just being a silly mon, but hey, Slowbro does go pretty hard. Well, when it's not Gen 8, it's being part of some Stalkor, but hey, that's besides the point, right? Up next, we have, can you review Pokemon Conquest? In a year or 2 or 3. I've not actually played the game yet. It's one I would like to review. I just don't have any time time for it yet. It's not on the plans. End of story. Yes, but not now. Do you like Pikachu? Pikachu's pretty neat. I like it just a little bit, but not too much. Come on now. Let's just like the most overrated Pokemon in existence because it's the series mascot. I mean, come on, dude. Knock it off. Not that much, but it's not bad. I don't hate it. Every time I've used its evolution line in game, it's been pretty nice. It's been neat. Is the Pokemon Generation 9 power creep stupid? The fact that they managed to make the previous generation of OU into the game's actual RU tier of competitive singles is completely disgusting. Yes, that is absolute definitive fact. But to be fair, what made those mons viable got taken away from them in generational shift, and it's not coming back, period. But hey, that's besides the entire point, all right? I don't make the rules here. We're not even at that point in time, and it's still extremely rough. It's also pretty annoying because they thought, hey, let's make this mon called Chi-Yu and pretend it's balanced. Yo, yeah. Why is Resident Evil 4 the greatest game ever made? That is because this is a loaded question, of course, where you're forcing me into agreeing that, yes, it is the greatest game ever made, which it's really good probably, but it's not the best one. Come on now. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous and pretend the GameCube game that's getting a full-blown remake is surprisingly the greatest game ever if they're proving that they can obviously improve upon it just by even remaking it as a whole. Come on now. If that's the case, they'd be remastering the game, which means they definitely know that RE4 Original has flaws. Oh, that was the worst answer I could have given, but it's kind of right. Here's another loaded question. Why did Elden Ring deserve Game of the Year? That is because the Game of the Year awards are absolute nonsense. Like, oh, Elden Ring lost to God of War in multiple categories? Oh yeah, sure, now it wins. Why not? What's the point? Why would we have this thing called consistency if we're just going to let the generic open world game win Game of the Year? Oh my god, guys, comment about that below. Why is he hating on Elden Ring, dude? Oh no, you can't call it generic. Alright, next. What is your favorite Mario game? Ladies and gentlemen, we got some heat right here. The Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga remake on the 3DS goes hard. I only have like one complaint on that game, and that's the Peach Escort section, but otherwise, phenomenal game. Genuinely great. Oh boy, let's ask another question about games. What's your favorite Sonic game? Unironically, and I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers, on an unironic level, I really enjoy Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood, alright? It's an RPG, so I'm gonna like it a lot more by default, but dude, that game, nostalgia obviously, but it's great. I just really enjoy it, dude. I really enjoy it, despite how, the shortcomings. Oh god, stop. I really enjoy that one a lot. And if you want to disqualify it for being Sonic Chronicles, we'll just say, Sonic Generations. Good? Glad we can agree. Lovely. What is your favorite RPG in general? See, luckily for you, it's actually not that hard for me to figure out, because I was recently doing a trying to work on a tier list that I was going to be doing for the prequel, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. If I'm ranking every game I've ever played, there's going to be an RPG at the very top, right? So I just went down, and I saw what is an actual RPG, right? I don't think Fire Emblem Three Houses is an RPG, right? You could say it is, but really it's not. Come on now. But my highest rated RPG, one spot above, I think it was the Mario game, was Miitopia for the Nintendo Switch. Banging game. Genuinely, dude. That character creator on its own just carries the game so hard in ways that's just physically unheard of. And it's not even funny. It's not funny. Next one. What is your favorite Call of Duty map? Listen, I could be generic and say Nuketown. I could be super duper lame and say something from Black Ops 3. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason I played Call of Duty World War II as much as I did. Shipment went incredibly hard. And that fast-paced gameplay is something I love way too much. Like, it's not even close what my favorite map is. It's nowhere near close. Here we go. What's the best Battlefield game? Battlefield 4. Here's this little thing called doing updates that actually managed to make the game the best one. Crazy how that works. Oh boy, another loaded question. Why is 343 bad at making Halo? Well, joke's on you, buddy. It turns out that 343 actually added mod support, as you can see in the gameplay that you're watching right now. So technically speaking, they're doing a way better job at making Halo than Bungie ever did. And look at that, it's on the Steam Workshop too, dude. Insane, man. But joking aside, development cycles seem to be terrible. Other nonsense and just general weird design decisions are obviously problems. And just really just not sticking to what actually worked. Oh, let's make Spartan Ops when we could just do, I don't know, regular firefights. Making a pay-to-win system in Halo 5. Or, you know, all the nonsense that happened with Halo Infinite's release, but we're just gonna ignore that. I ain't touching that one with a 5-foot pole, bro. Are you doing a day one TOTK Let's Play? No, I'm not gonna play Paper Mario the Origami King on day one, because obviously that game's been released for however long, and I hated every second of it. Wait, T-O-T-K. Where does that extra T come into play? What? That's not even correct. Did you typo this? What happened? If I can't figure this out, that means obviously it's just something extremely niche and very cringe. And it's gonna make no impact on anything whatsoever, right? Never happening. Never playing that game ever. When is the Garfield Kart Let's Play? Never. Well, there might be a one-off episode one day on the sequel, but hey, we'll ignore that for now. When's the Minecraft Let's Play? We were already doing one on the sequel, and then I got bored with it and didn't want to record more. Maybe I'll get back to it eventually, but hey, it's already been done. Technically speaking, I'm one step ahead of you. What is your favorite Smash game? Wait, it's a loaded question. And why is it Smash 4 because of Smash Tour? Listen, Smash Tour goes incredibly hard and is just genuinely fun, but like, it's not gonna be able to carry the jank that is Smash 4. The absolute nonsense that is Bayonetta, click button, and game instantly end. Oh, no, no, no. Favorite Smash game's Ultimate. We gotta be a normie about it. It just plays the smoothest. I don't want to touch anything else on the 4-foot pole. Besides maybe Brawl, but come on. Brawl is arguably like significantly worse than Smash 4, but that's besides the point. I ain't touching that one, buddy. Can the video have spiders on the screen? Yeah, they're on the screen right now. And now they're about to be gone when I ask the next question. When is the Die Rise world record attempts? Listen, I don't know if it's speedrunning, doing a high round, or whatever. I'm not gonna do any kind of world record attempts in hitmap Die Rise from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, alright? It's just not gonna happen. It's not worth it. Look, man, I will sit here and argue that that map is worse than Transit any day of the week, but I am not doing it. Also, remaster Die Rise. Cool, and now it's time for those questions that I threw in at the end because, yeah, there really wasn't much to talk about now, was there? After I filtered out through all the troll comments. What is your favorite Pokemon game? This is one where I actually had to go back and look at the tier list again that I was just talking about a little bit earlier. But what I wrote down on there was Pokemon Battle Revolution because obviously, if it wasn't abundantly clear that I overplayed the game at this point, yeah, I really enjoy it. It's almost like I actually like Generation 4 and people just don't buy it because I overly pointed out the flaws in the mainline games. Wow, crazy how that works. But yeah, if we're gonna say no spin-offs, then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I mean, come on. That's like nearly peak fiction at that point. Let's be real. You want to challenge me on that line of thought? You gotta wait until the video comes out this year, boys. It's coming. What is my favorite game I've played this year, and the one I've also disliked the most this year? I only ended up playing 9 games total this year, and you know, the 6 Ace Attorney games were like just good, if not great, but like I can't really say they were in peak fiction category for this year. And while I only played 3 other games other than that, Scarlet and Violet was pretty fine, but that means there's only 2 more games I've touched this year that are even remotely in comparison for this title right now. The worst game I played this year is no surprise. Pokemon Legends Arceus was a steaming pile of dog water. Listen guys, you're gonna see some content from this game soon, and I am not looking forward to coming back and touching this again. I'm really not. And my favorite game that I've played this year, I mean, come on dude, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is just, it can basically just, hey, you like those characters from 3 Houses? You get more of them, buddy. That is just exactly what I've always wanted in life. Just more content of the game I've put over 1,000 hours in. Just like it was nothing. Love it so much. Favorite video game that would be considered a hot take. Okay, to avoid restating answers I've already used in this video, you know, Sonic Chronicles or any of that other nonsense. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am a very big Fire Emblem Fates enthusiast. Oh my god, this stuff is great. Of course, I'm lumping all 3 games together because guess what? It's one game in 3 routes. Absolutely crazy. Love the game a lot. It's a shame that it's just so hated on for insert thing here and insert thing here. Like, bro, the gameplay's good. That's the most important factor. Yeah, the story's an absolute befuddled mess. But hey, that's a different topic entirely. And one I'm not touching on. What's a game that I dislike that would be considered a hot take? The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Essentially ruining what it means to be an open world game because now everything has to do this big, sprawling, absolute mess of a map with absolutely nothing in it. You have to have that disgusting camera turning thing where it's like, oh, you see the character. Oh my god, open world. Holy dude, that's insane. And yeah, there always has to be a glider now and all this other nonsense. Ugh, just yuck, dude. And now because of that, every game like imaginable is trying to copy an open world idea similar to it. And they're making the most boring and generic open worlds you've like ever seen. And my case in point is right here. What is your favorite speedrun to watch? My favorite speedrun of all time is Halo 2 Legendary. That stuff is absolutely insane. Like, there's just a lot of skill that goes into it and some wacky glitches. If I'm talking about, like, if I'm thinking of, like, something that's, like, super intense, that's the one that takes it. It's my favorite from that alone. But favorite to, like, just in concept, glitched Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like, you're playing way less of the game, which is obviously a good thing. That is just absolutely beautiful. Like, even if I'm not joking about, like, oh, you're playing less of it, guys, haha, game bat, no, it's just such a sick run when you're actually watching the glitch run of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's really, like, genuinely a good run. But yeah, my favorite speedruns to watch would definitely be, like, those. Yeah. Here's a fun question. Do you smoke weed? I don't like drugs of any kind. No, I do not smoke weed. I might look like I would, but I don't. Out of every track in Mario Kart history that's not in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe yet, which one do you want to see return the most? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all may not know this, but I'm a bit of a Sunset Wilds enthusiast, right? Hit track from Mario Kart Super Circuit. That map does go pretty hard, and I would love to see it come back. Like, you're seeing nonsense like Boo Lake return, and, well, I kind of won when I got Sky Garden back, so I can't really say that one is my answer. Oh, dude, like, really, Boo Lakes? Like, whatever that icy map was? Come on, man. Pick the incredibly based map instead, please. Are you from the USA? Yes. The great state of Tennessee, as they say. I love it when stuff... Tennessee's an awesome state in the United States. It's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty cool. Pessimistic much? Listen, I don't intentionally sit here and act pessimistic all the time anymore. I can't say that I didn't used to have that kind of mindset all the time, but in more recent times, I've definitely been a lot more open to not being negative all the time. I mean, it doesn't show that much in my content because, you know, I'm sitting here talking about game, and I'm focusing on what's bad about it a lot, which, you know, oh no, pessimistic behavior, oh god, dude. Almost like I'm just super vocal about the flaws in games, man. Oh no, oh god, man. Save us all right now. Okay, here's a big one. Biggest regrets in making videos. So this is like generally just like things that I've done in a video that I just don't like in retrospect. And in retrospect, there's quite a few things that bother me, and I'm gonna show y'all some of them on screen. Here we see in BDSP where I said, yeah, I have to exclusively explain how every single intricacy of the save data backup works. But then, I couldn't find every single detail when editing because I didn't want to change the scripts. Oh, no. Here's a bunch of text on screen. Then I'm like, yeah, dude, pin comment. I'll make it on the screen, bro. Nobody ever replied with one. Here we see in black and white one's video where I just gave a full play-by-play of the story instead of, you know, summarizing it. You know, if I actually summarized it, Scarlet and Violet couldn't be on this video right now, but no, black and white one's needlessly bloated now. Congratulations. And sometimes random rants like the one that you would see in the red and blue video where I'm like, hey, the region's so well crafted, man, but oh wait, everything around the region's craftedness is just bad. Like the level curve. Like, come on, man. I'm sitting here sucking it off for no reason. Like, when I remake the red and blue video, that's just not gonna fly. It is just heinous. Why don't you stream on YouTube? The biggest issue with that is like, it doesn't line up with my content, right? Because if I'm going to stream on it, it would be on main channel where I'm streaming nonsense, right? I've had a bad habit of shiny hunting a lot. I've only reviewed a bunch of Pokemon games. I'm not specifically trying to only stream to get footage exclusively for videos. No, I'm just sitting here vibing, man. It's like, it's a completely different vibe and just a different, like, completely tone deaf one in comparison to like the actual main channel content of. Okay, then you're like, oh, what if you did it on a different channel? Fun. That's like 80 gazillion times worse. Congratulations. It all falls apart. I mean, plus I also started streaming on Twitch, so ditching it after all this time just feels like an actual crime. Pelipper. And the final question, are you actually a reference getter? Due to how I was just able to, on the day of recording this video, get my username updated on Twitch to exclusively say reference getter, you bet I'm a reference getter, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. And with that said, we are done with our Q&A section of this video, which means we get to go to a bit of a retrospective look at the year. Looking back on 2022, it was a nice year that I'm generally overall content with. In terms of main channel content, I'm glad to be reaching a point where the presentation and videos are just much better and actually watchable. When I'm actually sitting here editing to go back and re-record fumbled audio to make the overall experience better, or just going back and getting footage I might have missed, and even generally just taking more time to edit where it's needed, all of which makes the content just feel stronger all around. It's like way less noticeable than seeing all the abundant flaws like the spelling errors in the older videos. And of course, it's just making me enjoy the process much more, despite how much longer it ends up taking. As for the other channels, I'm glad I at least know what I want to do with the prequel now. At first, I felt like I just had no plan with it. Thankfully, Sadly, I've reached that point. Although uploads are still incredibly sporadic, at least there's ideas. The sequel is still doing what it does best, the worst Let's Play content on this side of YouTube. And as for Twitch, I was finally able to get my username back after preventing myself from being able to have done it sooner. Otherwise, not much else has changed. Overall, the only thing I'm really beating myself up over is just how long the main channel Pokemon Rumble U video took to be produced. Despite having most of the gameplay on standby since July 2022, and initially wanting it out after the Crystal video, negative after negative, issue after issue, it just kept getting delayed and I just had to make it one of my big releases. But hey, negatives aside, I was at least able to sit down and update a few mediocre thumbnails into something much neater. Although with all that said, I'm optimistic going forward, and hey, maybe having a list of stuff to actually finish this year will help in productivity. And yes, I plan to update this list at the end of each and every video, you know, for consistency's sake. But hey, now I'm getting to the point where it's going to be a bunch of rambling. Overall, 2022 was pretty nice. At the end of the line, despite finally putting this annual Q&A session nonsense to rest and just ending this promise, it was fun to be significantly more casual again, for once, instead of being over analytical and all that other fun nonsense. But at the end of the day, it really just feels like filler content. It's neat and all, but there's other places for it, come on. And because of my horrible scripting ability, I have to say, at the end of the day, again, it's done for good, putting the distractions out of sight and forging a better path onwards. Reference getters, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, or subscribe, or whatever. Although, let's be real, if you're watching at this point, you're already subscribed, which is very cool and very hype of you. Anyways, I've gone on for far too long, so let's cut it here. Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.